them shackles off him. Poor sod can't eat proper.
Dunno, not sure I like that. What if he runs for it? He's worth a heap of coin.
Ah, bollocks. Been all in him a week, hasn't tried a thing. Why'd he up and bolt now? Matter of fact, got to thinking. What'd a sweet, gentle chap like him do to get the Queen of Zerrikania so riled?
She's a shrew, that's what. Queen and witch in one. Worst of both worlds.
Enough about her. What do you say to one more of your tales? While we toss down some cards.
Ah, why not? And since you mentioned one queen...
Hello everyone, today we will play in Thronebreaker Witcher Tales. I got this game in my birthday. Thank you, Shelera. And I can get Europe Universalis, new Europe Universalis DLC only up to 9 hours, and it means I will play in Europe Universalis tomorrow. But I think this is not a good idea. Start another campaign for before we got a new DLC. Then let's try this game. Let's start. Oh. Difficulty. Adventurer, Battle Hardened, and Thronebreaker. Okay, I'm never playing this game before. Let's get the middle difficulty. Battle Hardened for players seeking a moderate challenge and impactful story. This one for players familiar with Gwent and ready to put their skills to the test. Ha. Okay, let's get the battle happened just for start.
The year 1267. War hung in the air, its scent palpable. The mighty empire of Nilfgaard stood poised, greedily eyeing the northern realms just across the Yaruga. In light of the threat, the realm sovereigns met in summit. They made declarations, pledged fraternal assistance, forged alliances, and then, in good spirits, dispersed. Among them, Neve, Queen of the Twin Realms Lyria and Rivia. Know the name? Heard her beauty extolled? Justly so. Remarkable she was. Not for her graceful exterior, but for her persistence and courage. Where was I? As the Queen and her retinue neared her capital, Count Caldwell appeared. In Neve's absence, the Count was to have helped her son, the youthful Prince Willem, run the Twin Kingdoms. Caldwell had clearly ridden hard. Drops of perspiration dangled from his whiskers, his neck red and chafed from a ruff, starched stiff.
Hail, Your Majesty! Delighted to see you in good health. The summit, it ended fruitfully, I hope?
Yes, at its end, letters were exchanged, documents signed. Paper. Time will tell of what value. That will suffice as cordialities go, Caldwell. Tell me what's happened, for I sincerely doubt sheer longing prompted you to ride out.
Indeed, Your Grace. Another circumstance inspired me to do so. The strays of Sparla, the bandits, I was to tend to during Your Grace's absence. The situation's gotten out of hand, I fear.
Steady, Caldwell. Come now. Deep breath. All right. Speak. What has happened? Be precise.
As Your Grace ordained, I set out and was nipping at the bandits' tails for long. We pursued for weeks, until scouts returned, having sighted the strays' camp in the forest near Locheren. We waited for nightfall to surprise them as they slept. Alas, it proved a ruse. We found the tents empty, straw-stuffed dummies round the fire. Soon, we learned that as we waited for the sunset, the strays had snuck away, rounded our positions and ridden to Hawksburn.
I beg your pardon, my lord. The tax collectors. That is where they station.
So the gold? All of it?
It's stolen, Your Grace, but I shall do all in my power to recover it. This I vow, if it be Your Grace's wish.
After weeks in the saddle, Your Grace's wishes are modest. A hot bath and a night's sleep in her own bed. Yet, they shall have to wait. I must look personally to this matter. Your force, Caldwell, I will now command. You... send a herald to Hawksburn. They must prepare for the Queen's arrival. Air the rooms, dust off the porcelain. Make certain they do it. Do you see now, Reynard? I believe I foretold it would be thus. My son wasn't ready in the least to rule an entire country.
I confess, Prince Willem has much to learn yet.
Yes. And very little time.
Okay, let's see. You can control your character using the left button. Mouse. Oh, there. Cobblestone road to reach the next stage of the journey. Army throughout the game, but to do so you must collect the following types of resources: gold, wood, and records. Okay. If you don't want to miss anything, be sure to thoroughly explore the map and complete side quests. Okay.
Oh, thought it were bandits riding in.
They stretched her over a fire till she told them where she buried her gold.
Rather die than tell him she would, but I know where she kept it. Sit tight, sketch it out for you.
Here she found the treasure map. Search the area, and you may just find the secret location on the map and X. Okay.
The strays, they're called, Your Majesty, because they bite something nasty and bay as if by the moon possessed.
Okay, that's about this one. No. An obstacle blocks your path. To remove it, you will need to spend some of your resources. Your Majesty, it seems someone's felled an old oak, which now blocks the road. Unfortunately, our wagons cannot go around it. How do you wish to proceed? You can spend the loggers solve the matter. Our soldiers should consult their strength. Minus money, plus plus wood. Or is access to the soldiers and put them to work. Minus 1. Soldier plus 25. Ooh. Ah, this is treasure. Okay. Most interactive objects are marked clearly on your map, but not all. Some events cannot be predicted, so it's best to prepare for anything.
Count Caldwell rode at the column's head, scanning its flanks with a wary eye that, despite his advanced age, proved very sharp indeed.
Your Majesty! Bandits! There! At the tree line!
The Count's footmen, unaccustomed to escorting their queen, sought to shield her with their bodies and assumed a tight formation to do so. They were promptly knocked aside as Meave charged headlong at the bandits, brandishing her blade and bellowing a ferocious cry.
Attack! Charge!
Convinced the bandits to lead to the cover of the forest upon realizing their great mistake. After all, no ordinary bandit would dare attack the retinue of the queen. Yet the strays of Spalla were of a different breed. They held nothing to suffer. Okay. your cards on the bottom half. And you're going to play on the He's getting blank and one to rose need a rush. But remember, the abilities of the same cards may be different depending on the role you play them. Instead of button, rests up to 3 rounds. The first to win 2 rounds wins the whole match. Alternate the turns. During your turn, you can play only one card from. You can use any number of abilities. Okay, the player goes first. In the match, it's the same to initiate the battle. In this case, you encounter an ambush, so your opponent will have first turn. Okay.
Thing about slings, they hide well.
To attack the Queen? An outrage!
Right, you credits. Mr. Strand. Player whose army has the most strange points and round within the round. That means armor. Armor absorbs a certain amount of damage.
Your Grace, the men await. You must lead to begin the attack.
Ability, some kind. To learn more about it, select the card and read the story description. Additional information will appear directly in the comments. Okay. Deploy. Play a copy of each adjusted unit from your deck. This ability then played. Majesty for the Queen, Mission Permanence. Why it's something different? Yeah, what about this one? Liran Harvest. Avoid damage an enemy by the number of cards on this row, including self. Reach 2. Plate. Reach the distance. Target. I can find the bull's eye from the 100 pieces. Perhaps not with my first sword. And hey, Liran Selfman. Boost self by 5. Trigger this ability when your leader's ability is used. Our oak, they feed, and our foes, they feed. What about this one? Move one unit to the row opposite. Beats it and damage it by 1. What is this? The trainer. Pain is attacking row tax collectors? The broad light. Okay, let's get this one. Oh, maybe. Okay, let's get this one.
This artist. Salt of the earth, they are, Your Grace. They'd follow you into fire. You need simply say the word.
Some have the loyal ability. This means the other group is activated every time you use Maid's ability. Each leader has its own unique ability. Without what is just selected here. Maid's ability allows it to boost the unit's strength and add armor to it. You can use this ability once every 2 turns. Okay. Increase the ally by 4 and give it 1 armor. Cooldown 3 turns. Armor absorbed to give the amount of damage, then it is removed that number. So it can be reused. For example, let's boost this one.
I shall teach you to respect the crown, you dogs!
I can't make any more of this. It's time to end it. Okay, let's end it this time.
Yeah, yeah!
Got this one. Whenever an enemy takes damage, boosts health by 1. Oh, strays. Heavily. This is growing bolder. The steam causes stumble blood in the road stables.
One bolt I need.
And this one cannot do nothing, right? Okay.
Look out! Seek cover! We are bombarded!
Now, your defense also has abilities. Be sure to read the description carefully and adapt your strategy accordingly. One hit, blah blah blah.
A lesson in humility coming now.
My spirits!
The strays took tail and run. Yes! Our victory is assured! Sound the horns! May they sing praises of this triumph for ages!
They could play it full of the cards. In some battle will turn into boss battle. The winners will be able to perform an actions until the start of the next turn. Then I cannot do anything. Okay, that's battle. Hey. Okay. The player whose army has the most exposed and round to win the round. And the enemy the players will receive a victory.
The battle's not yet done. It's better to conserve our strength. Prepare for a strike that will prove decisive. Battle formation! Protect the Queen!
Now the who won the previous round will play later in the next round.
There's a time to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die.
Ever have a storm knock out one of your teeth?
Aye.
Catch 'em all!
Give me a time.
Oh, there's even a number of cards on this road itself. Ah, okay.
Arbalist at your command.
There's a +2, right?
That it the white of an eye from half a league away.
You went around and around, which means you are the battle's victor, and congratulations.
I congratulate you on your latest victory, Your Grace. The bandits stood not a chance.
Matters seem indeed to have gotten out of hand, to put it mildly.
Meve said, arms crossed atop her shining breastplate.
They've grown bold. Doubtless after the raid on the manor, the tax collectors. I've not heard of an ambush on the high road afore.
Caldwell explained, avoiding his liege's wrathful gaze.
Enough, Caldwell. We must put things right. Come!
The Queen's retinue set out, cavalry in front, infantry and arbalists close behind, and, following in the rear, the bandits, bound in chains.
I do adore this prospect.
Yes. Lyria, the Pearl of the North. With its hills and dales. Why, its beauty matched only by that of its queen.
After 3 weeks in the saddle, I've my doubts, Count. We shall pitch camp here. Our soldiers need respite. A spell of it they deserve.
I'm pressing the tent button on the left side of the screen. Okay, on buildings allow you to expand your arm and give you access to important information. Most camp buildings can be improved in your workshop. Those improvements will give you access to stronger units. Those using your journey down the line. Okay. Okay. Oh, Russia. Okay. Route and you can check your main objectives and official correspondence here. And about this one, nothing. Here you can build and improve camp buildings. To improve the camp buildings, you must just collect the appropriate quantity of golden wood. For a journey, you'll definitely need access to a regional map. But to get it, you will first need to improve your royal tent. Okay, this one, yeah. Provides access to a map of the current region. Let's go. Thanks to the improvement, you now have access to the regional map, which you can open from the main game screen. The workshop itself can also be improved. At each subsequent improvement, you will gain access to new, stronger units. Okay. Command tent. You can go to command tent. Command tent. Command tent. Okay. Wow. In the command tent you can create units and build your army from available cards. Improving these buildings will increase your army's recruit cap. All you need to use stronger units. All cards available for you to create and place in your deck are displayed in the main screen. You can gain access to your cards by upgrading your trading grounds and workshop as well as through certain story related tests. Grayed out cards are available but have not yet been created. You must first create them before you can include them in your deck. Minimum of 25 cards while not exceeding your army's recruit camp. Currently your recruiting camp sits in 125. Recruits, you can gain recruits from construction posts. It's got conscription posts, which are marked on the map with a helmet icon, as well as you told certain story related risks. Legend book cards. Okay. Larian Banner, permanent. Silence, then make use your ability, reduce health cooldown by 1. How do I move to the other row? Fortitude tonic boosts a unit by 10. You want to charge the unit? Very copy feature. Adjusted units from your deck. Yeah. Come on. Someone will copies of this unit. Lagenberg. Damage all units on an enemy row by these units. Armor. Amount, values, armor. Gain 1 armor, whatever their card appears in this row. Regiment Drummer. Play the top bleeds unit from your deck. Charge 1. Loren Simon. Just this unit by 1. Well. Okay, let's get Wagenberg. Yep. An ability triggered manually by the player. Units with order cannot be used for 1 turn after being placed in the battlefield. There's artifacts can be used immediately. I'm absorbing mental damage, then is removed. Yeah. Just armor. Hey! Walls on wheels, they stole my idea. Yeah. Then. Dagenberg or Gregor. This and recruit this. Okay. Are you sure? Yeah. This is Wagenberg, eh? Okay, I can now view the create new cards and return to the main game screen. Continue journey. Okay, but maybe we can get this banner? No. However, a black eagle? fatal our fault? Pure misery. Okay. What about this place? They are open. You can view the letters and in maps. You received far. Letters. Royal Stewart letter. Your Highness. Artisans from Gradeborg have prepared a new tapestry pattern for the throne room. I included an engraving of the design. You will be pleased with it. I hope since a lion inherited from King Karl I, bared fans across stunning realism and ancestral sort of the talents of Temeria appears as it forgets in the very depths of Mahakam. I have no doubt it shall prove the castle's latest masterpiece. We eagerly await your return, my lord. Gustav Peralt, the Royal Steward. And letter from King, dear Maeve. You may gratitude for attending the summit. If luck we did not put off meeting any longer from that my Ninsei armies on the march are kicking up a veritable dust from across the Yaruga. Come what may, remember, you have my full and unconditional support. Best wishes, Demerit. Reports noted increased Nilfgaardian activity in foothills of Amel Mountain and near Redbrunn. Ambassador claims routine training exercises, number of troops, quality of equipment indicate otherwise. Recommended straightening borders first and traveling patrols along Yaruga. And Stress of Spala. Stress of Spala, bandit group formed after revolt in dungeons of Spala castle. Mainly pickpocketers. Pickpockets, ricketers, cut purses, assassins armed with slings, daggers, instruments of churches stolen from Spala, headman's axes, souls, hammers, cleverer and border than common bandits. Attacked heavily armed convoys, noblemen's mansions, unable to determine identity of a group's leader. Okay, map. Lucas map. Yeah. And this place. You can talk with the companions of the stand. Add a little bit of your time. You just to learn a secret. Oh, see? Great idea. Very good.
A bit of respite, Reynard?
Yes. But if you've any new orders, Your Grace, I can be ready at any...
At ease, Reynard. At ease. Don't you find it wearisome sitting alone? Wouldn't you prefer another's company? Swapping tales with the innkeep, even?
Your concern, I most appreciate, Your Grace. But I prefer silence.
Has it always been thus with you? Ever a man apart?
Quite the contrary, Your Grace. As a youth, I gloried in company, delighted in conversation.
So what was it that changed you?
That delight nearly cost me my head. But do you truly not know the tale, milady? How I came to be your departed husband's aide?
I don't, but would gladly hear it.
I had but 20 winters behind me when I enlisted. Yet I was granted the rank of lieutenant from the start, not by merit, but by birth. The respect of veteran officers, both my peers and seniors, that they could not grant, nor did I deserve it. To earn that respect became my driving aim, and to seem wise beyond my years, I began spouting off about the king's decisions. This maneuver Reginald botched, that he failed to think through, and yet elsewhere he'd blundered like a schoolboy.
Well, a brilliant strategist Reginald was not. They dubbed him the courageous, not the cunning, for good reason, I dare say.
It was not long before I was clanking about in shackles. Another officer had reported me. I was charged with lèse-majesté. The court-martial took but a quarter of an hour to deliver verdict and sentence. I was guilty of treason, and the noose awaited me. But Reginald first stayed the execution, then ordered that I repeat every word I'd uttered about his person or deeds. Soaked with sweat, my voice cracking, I did as he ordained. Reginald listened, raptly and silently, and when I'd finished, he declared I was right. He then appointed me his personal aide. A clever lad like you, I can always use at my side.
Indeed. Though hardly sharp himself, wisdom in others Reginald both recognized and heeded.
It was then I swore two things. Firstly, never again to wag my tongue like a fool. Secondly, never to betray his trust.
And you never did. Know what he told me moments before he passed? Trust none of them, Meave, save Reynard. The old sod was right about that, at least. I thank you for sharing that tale, Reynard. Truly.
Okay.
Alas, I've come to fear Willem might simply not be cut out to be a king, let alone a good one.
A harsh judgment, Your Grace. Let's not be hasty. The prince is but 16 summers to him.
And is thus fully grown. The crown he should be able to bear at his age. Yet I left the land in his care for but a few months, and look what's become of it. Bandits roam and loot unchecked.
We might yet learn of mitigating circumstances, events beyond his control.
Would that it were so, Reynard. Would that it were so. Elsewise we must hope Ancaeus will demonstrate more wit than his brother. Though I see little chance of that either. It's time I attended to other matters.
Just statistic, yeah. Okay. This place. We can get treasure, increase the number of trinkets we can equip to 3. No stand. Nothing. Common tent. Oh, common tent. Now we can get in the watchtower. Use scouts to mark the location of treasure and resources in the original map. Command tent enables unit creation and other buildings. We already have this one. Let's get the watchtower. Got what training grounds? Training grounds. Prize access to the training grounds and enable you to recruit new combat units in the command tent. Drummer, Arbalest, Arbalest Plus, and Pickman. Oh, damage the random enemy nearest to self by 2. Interesting. Again, got this one. Gain between 25 to 75 gold for each battle won. Not bad. But you have such price. Herald Study. Gain 1 record after every battle won. Not bad. What about Workshop? Number to construct and cartographer table. Increase mass movement on the map by 5%. Interesting. And table 2. Increase the speed by 15%. About this one. Another card. Caution trap. Another wagon. Okay. Okay. Sure. Hotel. What map? Golden chest, loot, current location. Primary task is marked with an exclamation point to see. Wait. Your next scroll to the map. Okay, let's. We already got this golden chest, right? And it's about it. Loot. Have some loot here. Somewhere right here. Okay.
Is this what I pay taxes for? To be robbed along the high road, and in broad daylight, no less? Were it not for mandatory merchant routes and stacking rights, why, I'd have gone round, through Sodden. They told me. Lyria's a wild land, lawless, chaotic, damn disgrace. Were it not for mandatory merchant routes and stacking rights, why, I'd have gone round, through Sodden. Is this what I pay taxes for? To be robbed along the high road, and in broad... Were it not for mandatory merchant routes and stacking rights, why, I'd have gone round, through Sodden.
Your army's morale can change. Not so morale has no impact on your cards. There's low morale lowers each unit's strength by 1 point and high morale increases it 1 point. The army's current level of power is displayed by the icon in the upper left corner of the screen. Okay. To increase it, make an event wayside shrine. But remember, after victorious battles, morale returns to the neutral, so you must always keep an eye on it. Oh. Okay.
God's mercy! Whatever is this filth?
Necrophages. Drawn here by blood scent.
For such vile monstrosities to prowl the high roads of my realm, I won't allow it! Attack!
Follow these travelers whose bodies now led to the roadside. They had the look of pilgrims who found misfortune after crossing the path with the strays of power. The bandits had still their throats, leaving the bodies to the roads under the sun. They likely have known the stench would attack the ancient, hungry scavengers, exposing the next passenger. Next passers by to the horrifying death. This realization had involved them distressed. A trophy is in the third card. You can have only one in your deck at the time. The trophy will automatically appear in the battlefield.
Fog in broad daylight, with the heat positively sweltering. Have we to do with some manner of sorcery?
We shouldn't exclude the possibility, my lord. And great caution we must exercise.
You're also now covered in food, which is just one of the several raw attacks you will encounter. Raw effects affect all cards in the given row and can have either positive or negative consequence. Later on, you will also gain access to cards with the loads at similar roll rates.
Raynard, what is this? Some spectre? A strigger?
I can't be sure, Your Grace. It's the first I've seen of any such thing.
Impenetrable fog. Every turn. On turn start, damage the highest units on this row by 2. Oops. Yeah, we got the 52 by 10. Arbalest, the salmon, Fogelet, Necrophage, that is summon a copy of these units from your deck. Trigger this ability then moved from the battlefield to the graveyard. Not eat, but bench, send to the graveyard. Aha, and someone move automatically back and move inside the plate. For creeps and the little cat feet. Let's grip under the bodies in their victims.
This harvest, we'll be reaping black-clad heads.
Okay, let's...
These carrion eaters. I know them. Appeared on my estate last spring, enticed by the corpses of those of my sheep that fell. Harmless at first, until, that is, they fill their guts. Seemed to become quite powerful then.
Fearsome they look, true. But they bleed just as we do. Onward! Slay the filth!
I can see him eat the unit and boost its power. It's on the battlefield, destroy it. You can handle deck, move it in the graveyard. If in the graveyard, remove it from the key.
So fortunate we routed the beasts before they had a chance to gorge.
My spirit's willing and how, but these damn boots are killing me.
Your Grace, yet more come.
They fill their bellies, ma'am. This doesn't bode well. Oh no, not well at all.
Consume the units on your graveyard and boost her by its power.
One bolt.
Strong as steers they've grown, and they show no fear.
Frenzied, my lady. It's bloodlust. They lose all instinct to survive, feel no pain whatever. I've witnessed this before.
Your Majesty, we must give ground. Fall back. We can't win. Must minimize our losses.
Yes, the command is enemy leader has a unique ability. Using its ability, the enemy leader destroys the strongest unit and its necrophagic feet. Oh, this gets maiden marches survive.
My queen, there is no shame in ceding the field when fortunes turn sour.
Round is gone your way. It may be best to pass each other. the same as there for the next round. But remember, you can pass only at the beginning of your turn, before the blade cuts or uses aim on the duty. However, losing just one round does not mean defeat.
Victory must be ours now. We shall not retreat. Arms at the ready. Attack! Look there! Yet another abomination.
Ugh, that stench! My salts! Where are my salts?
Successfully command the army. You should understand the synergetic that exists between your parts. As the thing started to play Wagenburg. Okay. On the middle row. The ability of this card becomes more powerful with each additional unit. Displayed in the same output. What thing? You smell them long before you see them. Barkus Albul. Destroy the highest enemy, then boost for allies by the unit's power. The ability triggered manually by the player. Units with order can be used for one turn. After being placed in the battlefield, blah blah blah, some necrophiles have taken such a liking to human flesh. They no longer are content to merely have flesh. Okay, vagabonds. Vagabonds? I have a counter ability. Can be activated manually. At any time you choose during your turn. But only after enough time has passed so to place it in the battlefield. I can at the bottom of the card ability is available to use. Okay. During your turn you can activate any other card, so tell the older ability. Just can only use once. The older ability. Our same card can be activated multiple times, even up to
Give me a time.
okay, visibility. Raider's ability allows you to reactivate units. Those other ability has already been used. Ha. As a result, the guns for the ability once again.
We must trust each other.
The beasts hadn't a chance against us. Victory is ours.
Letter found. My beloved, please write as soon as you reach the temple. I know only 2 weeks have passed, but my heart lays heavily with thoughts of you. Our home feels empty without you. I hope our friend, though modest, will please the Mother Goddess with your blessing. We shall have the child as long last. I have no doubt you'll make as loving a father as husband. Please be vigilant and return to me soon. Forever your Frilke. Yeah. And who were you?
Many trees we felled, my lady. Might you have need of them? So, take whatever your heart desires. They call themselves strays? Well, we'll treat them like strays. We build a bridge, brick by brick. A 1, a 2, the pillar grows thick. To near no bandits here. Not surprising, neither, for we'd chase them off with our hatchets, we would. They call themselves strays? Well, we'll treat them like strays. They call themselves strays?
Okay. Oh, discoverance signet posts unlock the ability to fast travel. Oh, you need to move between them at any time. From the original map. Not bad.
Masks they wear. Have you seen them? They've fangs, snouts, horns, like a right proper nightmare. Your Majesty, I beg of you, thrash them bandits, please. Scared to step out into me own fields, I am. To raise an hand against the Queen? These hounds hold nothing sacred. Thank you for listening to this tired bag of bones. Folk haven't lent an ear to old Poppy in a long while. Please take this for the road. Milady, the masks they wear. Have you seen them? They've fangs, snouts, horns, like a right proper nightmare.
Soon, Queen and retinue arrived at Hawksburn. The men stationed there they found standing at attention, baking under the blistering noonday sun.
Your Majesty, Count Caldwell.
Stand at ease, Sergeant, and report.
The local peasants we've rounded up in the yard, your grace. Expect they might have lent the bandits aid. Yet our courtesy hadn't inspired them. They haven't peeped a word. Might it please your grace to summon the hangman? He ties a noose for them, should have them jabbering right quick.
I'll speak to them first.
Your Majesty, for the Queen to question commoners, why, it's simply not proper.
Whom for? I shan't be stripped of crown and titles for it, so no impediment do I see. Lead me to them.
Bow low for your sovereign, Her Majesty, Queen Meve of Lyria and Rivia.
Ha' mercy, your grace. We bear no guilt, we simple folk.
Calm your hearts, good folk. Though your queen I may be, you are subjects, not slaves.
Meve extended a hand, the royal ring gleaming upon it. Unfamiliar with protocol, a pleb gripped it firmly and gave it a shake as hearty as a good scrub in the tub.
My, we shall be addressing one another by name afore long.
This is an outrage! Guards! Grab him!
I've all in hand, Caldwell.
Forgive me, your grace. I'm not accustomed nohow.
Nonsense. You've a firm grip, a spry handshake, and a bold spirit I can respect. What do they call you, man?
Helmer, son of Florence.
Delighted, Helmer. Now understand me, man. I am in dire straits and in need of your aid. So please, answer my queries in full and forthrightly. The bandits. Whom do they follow?
Him, my lady. We seen him. No name, just an odd title. The Duke of Dogs, they call it.
My, a blue-blood thoroughbred mutt. Where are he and his hounds bound? Did he say?
Thou recall, Imogen? What do you name? A Gleeton or something?
Clayton. Lord Clayton. His estate lies to the south.
Sound the horns. Have the men form up. We march at once.
Milady! Harbour no ire for the Duke. He's a good man. Gave us proper brass for the welcome we gave him. Shared what grub he had.
Shut it, louts! The Queen's had her say. Your Grace, your orders. What are we to do with them?
Choose carefully. The choices you make will have consequences. Some may be felt immediately, but others may take time. Choose carefully. Whip some sense into them. Press the name to service. Set the wound free. Okay.
The Crown's foes you sheltered. To confess your deeds you refused, and at the last you dared beg mercy for bandits, proving you realise your crimes not in the least. So I must help you understand them. With some aid. A tightly braided whip. Sergeant, 20 lashes apiece to the men, half that number to the women.
Yes, my lady. Take right, no!
Meve set off toward Lord Clayton's estate at a gallop, her mount knocking the peasants aside as it kicked up a cloud of dust. The folk of Hawksburn spoke of the royal visit long after, albeit ever behind closed doors and in hushed tones.
We can match it this place through this path. What is both the great source of information about what happens in the area. Mark said it. Puzzle? Point of interest. Okay.
What is this, Reynard? Bandits attacking royal tax collectors in broad daylight.
They shall pay dearly, Your Grace.
They shall indeed. And not only they. Rot has crept into Lyria, Reynard. My kingdom has been poorly kept.
Grace to his subject humbly request aid. Yarfleck and Wilmer, they call themselves. Since a wagon axis snapped and they need to hurry to the market. You others summon the camp ourselves. Let them see, or a few pieces of gold should suffice. And what about this? This is just morale, right? Right on, real time to do the fees. Okay, let's get some money. The Strave's power has fallen inside the dwelling. He was wounded during the siege of Hawksburn, then abandoned by his comrades. The location of their spoils is affair to share. What is the should spare his life? Release. We can release him. Haha, for the map. Oh. I'll find him. Let's do this. Something here. Okay.
That rumble. What is it?
Look out! Rock slide!
Hey, in a flash, Reynard leaped for me, raising the king from the saddle. Had arrived a moment later, me would have met her fate under the mercy boulder. Alas, she was not yet free from danger. The entire encampment had begun to collapse into ruin. Along with the temple wall would shoot atop it. The screams of crushed and dying soldier cast a somber shadow upon the queen. Yet she needed to collect her wits and act quickly to establish control over her unit. Some battles are subject to special rules. The strength alone is not enough to win the victories. I must complete specific goals on the exploration map. Such battles will not suffice. I can destroy all buildings. Okay, got the boulders here. In this particular puzzle battle, your goal is to destroy all the boulders before they reach Leaves Road.
The bluff crumbles! Fall back! Save yourselves!
Your Grace, the wagon. We can use it as cover. Forward. We must move it forward.
Hey. Let's move it forward.
What now?
You're far fewer than I presumed. Summon your comrades, damn it! Chop chop! Before I reach for my whip.
The time expires, move on the roll to the opponent's attack to round. Crap. Okay. Oh, if it need long swords. If it is bold and resolve, use the battle. You're at war. Then wisdom, seven choose. Then the ruler scribes sword and shield in the heart of the defend their subjects. Indeed.
One goes on.
Give me a target.
The wagon! Use the wagon now!
We've come through, Reynard. I thank you.
The walls of the temple collapsed. The buttress is doubtless damaged by something.
Or someone. There's naught we can do here. We ride on.
A peasant cart, loaded with a heap of hay, came rattling down the road from the opposite direction.
Clear the road!
Bellowed Count Caldwell, standing in his stirrups.
Make way for your queen!
The peasants obediently turned their cart into the roadside nettles. As she passed, Meve glanced towards it and froze. Atop the hay bale lay a badly wounded man gripped by fever. The thick, sweet stench of rot wafted from his bandaged legs.
Gods. Who did this to him?
Meve asked.
Bandits?
Nay, milady,
replied the cartman.
'Twere a beast. Out to the east, down Wetterton way, lies a boneyard, old as the elves, they say.
The peasant continued.
Clayton was setting snares round about there. came running back to us, drenched in blood, rattling on about a long-haired wench come climbing out of grave. We've taken him to the good sisters of Melitele here on bridge. Perhaps they can help him.
I'm certain they can. And will.
Replied the Queen, though just looking at the wounded wretch, she knew he'd expire before nightfall.
God speed you on your journey.
The Queen whistled, and her mare resumed its trot.
Shall I send for a witcher, Your Grace?
Caldwell asked.
One of those freaks should make short work of the monster.
Until we apprehend the bandits, I shan't allow a single soul to leave our company. Even on such an important mission as finding a witcher.
Meve replied.
Any who did would be captured at once. But, if fate brings us near Wetterton, perhaps we'll see to this monstrous harridan ourselves.
Your Grace, we've only just fought beasts and scarcely escaped with our lives. This she-beast will take a silver sword. Magic formulae.
Yet a dozen arbalists will have to suffice.
The Queen said, calmly but firmly.
And please, Caldwell, do stiffen your spine a bit. Now onward.
Okay, third ended, achievement unlocked. I solved them. Okay. Let's go to the next puzzle.
Kneel and pay homage to the gods. You shall be rewarded. Melitele watches over us all, yet you do well to remind her through supplication. There is ever time for prayer, even as war rages all around. Pleased to see ye yearn for the holy word, milady. I'll keep ye in my prayers to the Mother Goddess. Kneel and pay homage to the gods. You shall be rewarded.
Get some max. And bottle here. Aha, this is a graveyard. Let's right here. But first of all, let's get the puzzle here. Meep stood in the banks of Bajaran, a modest river with a strong current and dark reputation. Fishing boats overturned, clothes ripped from the hands of washer waves. Children playing on the bank swept away in the flash. The locals have long suspected there's something malicious underneath these raging waters. Metal drones, don't let them allies die. Paint, it takes just one damage to turn an even into an ode. Okay, drones, return. On turn start, if this unit's power is even switch rolls and damage all units on the opposite row by 2. Richmond lost for gold for the swinging of the drummer to South give them back to silver penny before they got back supposed. I think it's the good return early from the battle to the back. For an hour list. What else? Crashing trap. Spine. Restaurant deploy. Set the power of each unit. On this row, the average of all units power. Destroyed, so then this knocks you down. That's good. Okay, what else? Warwagon. Warwagon. That damage random enemy by 5. Trigger this ability then play it, right? Right. Add the card to the game. The abilities are get one player use program. Wagon bar. Please, wagon. Can't take it anymore. Don't let any allies die. Hey. Alright, then, every turn, if this unit's power is zero, switch rows and damage all units in the opposite row by 2. And it gets them here.
You can try to win them all, but you won't.
You think it's this one? Keep damage in one roller. And then get -6 for this one. No? Bargain bargain.
armor was.
Set the power for cheat in the village of Paulin's power. Ah. For example, one of the best, yeah. Guys, swing from the right.
You can try to win them all, but you won't.
Okay, understood. We need to keep them. Hold these guys 3 points in one row. Then place the Wagenburg and we can place the Warwagon. Yep. Then let's put these guys. The collection plan here. No, this is not. It sets by 1 first. Yep, I think we can. We can place them on. This one. Then after these we can manage the trap. Destroy them, get this one. Ah no. This one. For example. Right. And then we cannot. We can. We go here. Finish this one. No. It's not quite right. I will wait for this. Place the first row. Okay, we need to. Okay, let's see. Okay. So this one. This. So. And then we can place him here again. And something like this. And then Wagenburg. Wagenburg. These are back. So, damned collectors stopped by Augsburg again, and once again we survived by the skin of our teeth. So, our beloved queen can import yet another Zarikanian rug. Devout stacker, I say, gather anything of worth in the cottage and wrap its greased sheepskin. Take it to the fields and mourn that she's buried. These cursed collectors will just have make do with that pittance we give them. Okay, we have some. Oh. We have something in the field here. Here. Locked. Need the key, right? Or we can come through these places.
Kneel and pay homage to the gods. You shall be...
Alright, we can build something here. Gain gold whenever battle won. Yep. Let's build it. We need training grounds for this. Okay, let's get training grounds then. Welcome bleeds units from your deck. The ability triggered manually, blah blah blah, the number of times an order ability can be used. Not the carrier, he had his mind when he told mommy he wanted to be a musician. Not bad. Pickman, not bad too. Can we get this?
Yes, Your Grace?
It's time I attended to other matters.
Off to Wetterton, are ye? Bonnet tune that. Just the folk of beyond shite. Off to Wetterton, are ye? Bonnie, turn that. Just the folk of beyond shite.
Okay, something happens here. Oh.
As they neared Wetterton, the Queen ordered her company to halt. She then sent men to the town for supplies. Those sent returned more quickly than she'd assumed they would, their satchels empty, their mounts foaming at the mouth.
Your Majesty, the townsfolk have gone right mad. Herded all the elves and dwarves at Market Square. 'Tis a slaughter.
The Queen knew well that if she failed to intervene, the town's streets would flow with non-human blood. Just as she knew her meager force might not subdue an enraged crowd.
Let's enter there and defend the non-humans. Move on is out and into Waterton.
What is your command, Your Grace?
Reynard's question pierced the silence.
What can it be, dear friend?
Answered the Queen, then spurred her mount and rode off towards the town. Her troops followed, running as fast as their legs would carry them. When they passed inside the town gate, they saw corpses lining the gutters. Meve realized she had arrived too late to prevent a tragedy. The crowd was drunk on blood. Its rage would need to be quelled with an iron fist.
Unfortunately, this was not Lyria's first pogrom. No, at least. Although the wars between humans and the other races has ended this decades past, elves and dwarves were still painfully aware how quickly rumor can turn to hatred. It does not take long before pitchforks and flares are taken to the streets and the cobblestones are stained crimson with blood.
Step away, or see your heads bounce down the cobblestones!
Angry mob. Every turn until start set this unit's power equal to the number of angry mobs on this row. Resilience. Status this allows a card to remain on the board the round end and restores base power on legend. Okay. Wat ook even Reynard Order. Under your husband I served 10 years, under another 8, and neither in the time did I fight for more board because... Okay, the Wagenbark. Then this and a war wagon again. Okay, just eliminate force. What is the other row? And the kind of definition.
Reynard, who started this? I must know. So much hatred. We must put a stop to it.
Buy these units armor mounts. Then boost for armor. We can get 4 armor. Oh, these guys. Oh, they moved to the other row, right? Can we? Oh. Okay. Go to this row.
We must strike the largest clusters! Disperse the mob!
Ha! Gain 1 armor, the nether cat appears to be zero. Ah. Okay, understood.
Step away, or see your heads bounce down the cobblestones!
Then we can get this one.
Reynard, who started this? I must know. So much hatred. We must put a stop to it.
Then get these guys.
We must strike the largest clusters! Disperse the mob!
Happily, Niamh restored order without suffering any losses. Reynard then learned that a nobleman's ire had triggered the violence, ire at having discovered a theft.
Suspicion fell on the non-humans he employed. He accused them, they protested, and the row soon engulfed the town. But there's something else, Your Grace.
Reynard gestured towards an aged man who stood grieving, his face in his hands.
I've witnesses who claim the strays of Sparla are the thieves.
Though the tragedy seemed the result of a misunderstanding, Justice would have to be served. Those responsible for the slaughter would need to be punished. The question was, how severely?
You are guilty. That can't be denied.
Said the Queen, turning towards the bloody rioting's instigators.
A false rumor you took, and turned into a cruel lynch. Thus punishment is your lot. A public lashing, fines, imprisonment. But you shall keep your lives, for enough blood has been spilt here this day.
Wetterton's inhabitants breathed a sigh of relief, but the non-human survivors took offense at the lenient sentence. Soon after, the Lyrian army's elves and dwarves quietly disappeared, deserted. Few doubted the reason. They would not risk their necks for a queen who held their lives in such low regard.
They should have stayed put beneath their mount. We'd not have had no problem then. They should have stayed put beneath their mount. We'd not have had no problem then.
The Lyrians entered the graveyard. Crickets chirped in its tall, windswept grass, and lush green moss covered its crumbling gravestones. Only a fresh bloodstain upon a mausoleum wall suggested that something disturbed the dead in their rest and hunted the living.
Save your tears, throw off your grief.
An eerie voice sang, its ghastly lament standing Maeve's hair on end.
Soon your life too shall cease as you pass into the eternal glow.
A pockmarked, pustule-ridden creature crawled out from behind some gravestones. It vaguely resembled a shriveled, hunchbacked hag, until its head split into two halves, forming a tooth-spiked maw.
Attack! Everyone!
Not exactly what the monster encountered at the cemetery. The inhabitants of Wetterton called it a mourner. They are believed it to be a she-elf tried and mad after her children were killed. From time to time, she would return to their graves to light candles, lay flowers, and make an offering to family blood. That's it. kill one of Rotfiend. Let's try another. Ah, yeah, and spend one thing life until 4. Okay, we're moving 7. It's marvelous. Every 2 turns, on turn start, destroy the lowest units. Immune status. Their this card cannot be manually targeted. Hehe. Most grave hags. Few unwrapped remain. Dark out of graves. Get some snakes into hits. But steal children, kill the elderly, and generally make very undesirable neighbors. Okay. For example, you can get this one. This one too. What? Right there. You can pass, and then it's one of these. Nope, defeat. Overpowered. Okay, restart. Okay, then this one. This one. Aha. Means they need
What was that filth?
The Queen croaked hoarsely as the dying monster writhed in agony at her feet.
I know not, your grace,
replied Reynard.
But to be safe, I would have the corpse chopped up and burned. Elsewise, we will not be certain it shall not return.
Yes, have it done.
Meve said, brushing her hair from her beaded brow.
But quickly, lest dusk catch us in this foul place.
The Lyrians soon resumed their march. As they left the cemetery behind them, some believed they still heard the haunting dirge upon the air. Or was it just the wind, whistling past mossy tombstones?
Me Warhammer. This card to be added to your army. This can be found in the content. Okay. Queen Path, one of the destroyed graves belongs to the Elven Mage. We might find something of war, but we will first need to dedicate sufficient resources to have the debris created. Okay, let's get the map. Oh, interesting. Part of map. Part of card. Like this place. Peasant man, we get it. Mucus map, we get it. Bandit loot, bandit loot map. Interesting, there you can get these. Waterfall. Here.
They should have stayed put beneath their mount. We'd not have had no problem then. They should have stayed put beneath their mount. We'd not have had no problem then.
Well, well. Seems humans are near the same after all. Well, nothing left in Wetcherton for me now. Close me shop and share the road with you.
Yeah, something interesting here. This point of interest. Already, their locals claim that treasure is hidden within the cave. We can send a small detachment to learn what truth there is to the rumor. I must admit, at first glance, it appears right there. Treasures. I can't guarantee everyone will return in one piece, if at all. Look here.
Travelling the high road, they heard the bells of a temple to Mother Melitele. situated at some distance. Meve turned towards Reynard.
What have we today? A sacred feast?
Not that I recall, Your Grace.
The Queen's brow darkened, her hands clenched into fists on her reins.
Then they sound the alarm. Follow me!
Stained glass shards glinted in the grass. Bits of down, ripped from quilts, wafted through the air. The priestesses, gathered in the yard, were seeing to wounded pilgrims, setting toppled, oft beheaded or armless statues back on their feet.
What happened here?
The strays of Spala fell upon us.
Sighed the prioress.
Stole the offerings, the monstrances, holy books. My lady, I implore you, come to our aid, recover what's rightly ours.
Ever clever, Meve's scouts soon discovered the bandits' tracks. They led to some thick hazel groves east of the temple. The perfect place to hide, or to lie in ambush.
It's all come clear now. Sabotage. 'Twas the bandits who weakened the walls.
The good mother warned us. Hard times lie ahead. The good mother warned us. Hard times lie...
Wheel ruts. The strays, no doubt. They must be nearby.
Oh. Interesting.
To ravage statues of the Good Mother, how dare they? To ravage statues of the Good Mother, how dare they? To ravage statues of the Good Mother, how...
The priestess of military improve you to be their friend. The mother goddess smiles upon those who bow before her altar, they say, and give a gift to God at her feet. Yeah, another pot. Pot of cards.
To ravage statues of the Good Mother, how dare they?
curious how priestesses so earnestly implore others to put their faith in the goddess' protection, yet surround themselves with walls. 9 feet tall, nearly 3 thick, made of solid stone. A better guarantee of safety than even the most fervent of prayers, no doubt, given the area in which they choose to enact their temple. This was probably for the best. This one can spawn a harpy. Doomed. Status that removes the unit from the game after it moves to the graveyard. Harpy. Beast. And this then spawn a harpy egg. That dish trigger this ability. That dish spawns a harpy. And this is about a harpy egg. And it's about harpy egg omelette, a delicious delicacy. Goods here are quite dear to for us to might surmise that our riches don't part with the eggs willingly. And that's about happy. On distance and spawn happy egg. If I hear a townsman complain, both the pigeon problem are more time. This one. After 4 turns, unturned staff consume the lowest units. Okay. Yeah, let's have the boost with medic. And Simon. Oh, drummer. Let it bleeds. Need from your deck. On turn start, increase counter by 1 and damage random enemy by 2. The fish multiply these units are countered by 3 and damage units by its amount. Oh. Okay. Before and again. Could this happen big? Maybe. Let's see. Something like this. Yep, and yeah. Right. Then ouch. Yeah, it's not. I'm a bit more happy. I have returned to stuff. Yeah. Oh, that's vulnerability. Then this guy's good. +1 attack. Oh. Rainer Order. Ivan charged into the blades order. No, they have no order. Oh, what wagon? Let's get it. There we go. Okay. Understood. Simon has a bit. Hey. Oh, this lovely. This desserts. egg. Good to have it, right? Yeah. Marvelous. Vamos. Let's get for wagon. Dwarf, right? Oh. Okay. Alright. So we have Wagenberg. Oh. After patrols and stuff, consume the lowest units. Okay. This one. Okay, then. This. Something like that. And two of them. No. And this one. Nice. Then these guys can... Oh, we cannot do this right now. But... and happy. There are all happy eggs in the harvest and food celebrate for each one that's front. Okay. Come capaz fit to carry a harvest. Hey, oops. Oh, fortune smiles upon us. These priestesses both most story, blabbing and told. They accepted me as a pupil, but getting me hands on the cell key was the tricky part. Still, I've gotten it now too. They reached stacked to the sailing. God be praised indeed. I wait for the tomorrow night at the foot of the embankment at the south wall. I'll carry what I can manage. Postscriptum. I'll keep an eye out. Probably just a dave's tale, but I got word some sort of niceness was taking root in the week. Adam. And get a bit of buff here.
Kneel and pay homage to the gods. You shall be rewarded. Melitele watches over us all. There is ever time for prayer, even as there is ever time for kneel and pay homage to the gods. You shall be rewarded.
Okay.
The good mother warned us. Hard times lie ahead.
Your Majesty, turn back! There, something wicked lurks. The dead, as they rest, are disturbed. Something digs up their graves, opens their tombs. Your Majesty, turn back! There. Your Majesty, turn back! Your Majesty, turn back! There.
Oh,
something...
this place. What a treasure. Nice. Okay, this scarred cemetery had once been an oasis of peace, a place of prayer, reflection and meditation. Alas, necrophilies now scattered among exhumed graves and human bones litter its ground. The priestesses believe the beasts suddenly appeared. It's such in bad world. That in what form? Portrait raising beauty. And its people. Weaken each enemy to 1 power. Interesting. one. We can get 3 units by war wagon. Yep, and next arbalest can give them 4. No. 4 points, right? Very good, just a minute for the deck. Oh, okay. Return an ally from the battlefield to hand. Okay. Let's see. We can get 4, but no, this is too much. We can get 1 arbalest, then second one. It can be -3. No. Maybe 1. Then wagon. Then then 5. Now, what about these 2 guys? This is -3. Then this one. And then we can get -6. Okay, these, -1, -2. And next one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We get 6 points. Next one, 6 points. And this one is complete. And this one we can get -2, right? Then we're gonna get this one -7. Yep. These one. Then this one. Then dragon. Oh, not this place. Okay. Okay, if we summon this one and get 2 units here, we can get 4 and 5, right? 5. We can complete this one. And 4, 4, 4, 4. If they rotate these guys, 1, 2, 3, 4. We can get 5 and 6. 5 and 6. Okay, let's rotate them. Then this one here. Oh, this one has... Ah, right. Let's count this one. Okay. And then this one. Something like this. Wait. And it was 5 more points. Yep, we can get this one here, this -2, and another guy we can grab from this place. Something like this. Yeah. Milady, a monster has defiled one of the tombs. Laid waste to sacred graves, bones, lit the floor, and treasure in all to steal our coffers. And I was on, our grace. Your grace, surely the dead have no need for it, right? We can see it, or we can get some money. Okay, let's see it. Why not? Treasure for everybody. Okay then. That's enough for now.
Your Majesty, you return. Our prayers have been answered. May the Mother Goddess watch over you.
Yeah. Nice. Then. That's enough for now. We will continue with Versailles in the next stream. My previous streams you can find on my YouTube channel or in Twitch. Thank you for watching, good luck and have fun.